But anyway, you know, this is a great sports debate show where a father and son are going to bring you the best in conversation about the great blessing that is sports.
As Dante said, we'll try to bring you the best of sports. We'll bring you topics that makes you sometimes say, We'll bring you topics sometimes that'll make you say, yeah, that's a good point. But the thing we want you to do is make sure you come and join in with us each week and talk to us about sports. Thanks a lot for having us in your room today.
Okay. And discuss about anything?
I mean, do you really believe that Atlanta's going to go to the finals? Because it's just like really boring to watch.
I don't think the Hawks are going to make the finals. And as much as I
want to see it,
as much as I want Golden State to make it, they're gonna get clipped up.
Yeah, I know, and it's really the funniest thing about it because I love watching them play, and I'm sitting thinking it's too easy to stop them.
But you know what really make me happy? This is what would really make me happy because I could sit in your room and make you watch this. I really like Atlanta to make it.
God, and Memphis. And you make me watch every game, and
we would sit there watching it together.
I wouldn't even watch it. Oh God, it sounds so boring. Memphis and Atlanta. That doesn't even sound fun. It's like the MVP of the series would be like some unnamed guy. You probably have Kostas Koufos win the MVP of the series out of nowhere. Nobody even know her. Pero Antich out of Atlanta, and people just be saying, like, "Who are these guys?" I watched an Atlanta game today, and I'm just sitting there watching like, who are these people after they're starting five? I don't know anybody. Even in Memphis, like after they're starting five, it's like you don't know any of these guys. Besides Vince Carter, who's down so deep in the bench in Memphis, you forget he's even playing in the NBA anymore. And he chose to go there
because he wants a ring.
He ain't winning one this year. Memphis has the same issues every year. They get to San Antonio to lose. Happens yearly. They get to San Antonio. They can't beat San Antonio.
But they're not in San Antonio's bracket, right? Well, they may be.
San Antonio's a 6, Memphis is a 2. Second round, they get San Antonio. What happens in the second round? San Antonio yet again beats Memphis, and they go home early and complain. What happened at the Grindhouse this year?
Then we can sit and watch San Antonio play Atlanta.
If San Antonio gets to the finals against Atlanta, I'm boycotting the NBA. I really watch that. I can't. Memphis against Atlanta gives me two teams that haven't won a championship or haven't won one. I know Memphis definitely hasn't won one. Atlanta probably hasn't won one in so long that it'd be interesting to see.
I got one better for you than that. How about San Antonio playing Milwaukee?
That would never happen. Number one, it's impossible to happen because Milwaukee's like 3-14 since the All-Star break to begin with, so it definitely wouldn't happen. But if it did happen, you know, I like Giannis, so I enjoy watching the Greek Freak.
It brings back memories of the Big O and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Not really, because they have nobody that's the Big O or Kareem. Namesake, oh gosh, you really that's something I would have said right there. That's a real reach. Michael Carter Williams is now the Big O. Yes, great. 6'8" point guard, but he ain't the Big O. 6'6", something around there. He ain't the Big O. And there is no Kareem there for sure. Kareem's like the best player of all time. Even I know that. And I love Kobe, and I'll admit Kareem's the best of all time. He's the best Laker ever, possibly.
Don't tell Kobe that.
You're right, Kobe's still the best player ever. Kobe all day. Kobe over Michael.
Over who?
Over Michael.
Michael who?
Jordan.
Oh, never. Oh, never.
Kobe's a better three-point shooter.
No.
Michael couldn't shoot threes.
No, Michael Jordan is flat out one of the top 2 players to ever play the game.
Who's the second one? You're going to tell me Bill Russell.
Bill Russell, of course. Bill Russell, Michael Jordan. Then we get into Kareem.
And then Magic.
And Magic, yes.
And then Kobe.
No.
Oh, you got me kidding me.
No.
Who are you going to put ahead of them? Dr. J, right? Somebody like that.
Again, I've always told you to go look at the films from the old days.
You're going to tell me Clyde Glide's better? You're going to tell me...
No, not Clyde Drexler. No.
He's not better.
No.
You're going to tell me Walt Frazier?
Oh, and have you seen him play?
Oh,
you see the tennis shoes I have in the basement of the Puma class.
Oh, my God, he's not better than Kobe? You got to be kidding me. He's better than Kobe. Who else you got?
You also said you watched the New York Knicks 30 for 30.
And I respect him, and he was one of the biggest icons in basketball. He ain't better than Kobe. Kobe's top 5 all time. The only people I put ahead of Kobe are... I don't even think I got Bill Russell. I think it's Kareem, Michael, Magic. Yeah, I think it is Bill Russell. And then it's Kobe.
And I can live with that.
Yeah,
I can live with that.
Larry Bird is the 6th person.
No, I can't live with that. I can't live with that. Larry Bird, no. Larry Bird.
The logo, Jerry West.
Absolutely. You know, Kobe is in the top 10, but he's not.
He's in my top 5.
No, you just helped me because, you know, I'm a little older than you. I can't remember names all the time, but we just said Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
We just said Larry Bird.
Yeah.
We just said Kareem.
Yeah.
We just said Bill Russell.
Mm-hmm.
We just said Jerry West.
The logo, yes.
Oh, my goodness, come on.
Oh, the logo lost 11 finals, but he finally won one.
Oh, my goodness.
You can't lose 11 to be the great.
Oh, my goodness. He was unbelievable. He's the logo.
He is, but when did he finally win a ring?
Oh, but
who had to come to town for him to win a ring?
Who?
Did he finally win with what, Wilt King?
Wilt lost quite a few, too.
Oh yeah, Wilt scored 100 points in the game too. But I mean, hey, he needed Wilt before he went. Kobe needed Shaq. But it took him 11 tries. 11.
And then,
You gotta break through before 11.
Are you still saying Kobe is better than Michael Jordan?
Well, he's going his best day. Kobe scored 81 in the game.
Michael's
career high was like 60.
What does this say? Okay. And what does this say? And what does this say? This says 5.
81.
81. Basketball is a team sport. We're not playing tennis.
We're
not
the
boxing.
team won that game.
No, Kobe won that game.
81 against the Raptors. 81.
Oh, yeah,
Chris Bosh was on it. Jalen Rose played on that team too.
Yeah, that's one of the great defensive teams in the league.
81.
No.
Know how many guys topped that? Just Wilt. That's it. 81.
Michael Jordan.
You will never see a guy get above 70 again.
Has Kobe ever put 60 on the scoreboard in a playoff game?
No.
Easter Sunday, 1985, 86, against the Boston Celtics. 63 points. They lost in the Garden. And he had just come back from a broken foot. Unbelievable.
Yeah, what's the key stat in that?
They lost, yes, they did. But Michael Jordan will always go down absolutely as one of the top 2 or 3 players in the NBA all time. Game 5 of the NBA Finals against Utah, he has a 102-degree temperature. He has the flu or food poisoning.
You didn't throw in the third option. Did not throw in the third option.
Food poisoning or the flu. That's what he had.
What's the third option?
I don't know. That's an allegation. I'm not going there.
Food poisoning or a hangover.
No, food poisoning
the
or
flu. Or a hangover. They always say that's the third option that nobody ever talks about.
I don't know. I don't know.
Jalen Rose said he had a hangover. I heard that on ESPN. He said that on ESPN.
Jalen Rose said that just for shock value on TV and because
it's believable.
He's jealous because he doesn't have a ring.
It's believable. Hey, the Fab Five was one of the best college teams of all time. It's believable though.
Man, he's struggling. He's a struggling athlete.
What about the $500 handshakes at SMU? I'm sure they had to be an equivalency.
SMU was not in the same conference as
I'm highly aware, but I mean, if it's going on in Southern Methodist, I'm pretty sure it can go on in the City of Sin.
He is a person. When you are starting, a coach and his son, the assistant head coach and the offensive coordinator, have designed an offense for you to work for you and just you. You not only have an offense for you, you become Rookie of the Year, you become winner of the Eastern Conference, and you end the season with a 6-game winning streak. Then you come up with a brilliant idea. You go home and you think, and you realize you think you're a rocket scientist. I want to be a drop-back passer. When has he been a drop-back passer? Whenever has he been a drop-back passer?
It prolongs his career to be a drop-back passer. The guy's built like me.
Okay, it prolongs his career. He's also going to have a short career because he can't throw.
Well, it's not that he can't throw. He's just not an accurate thrower.
Oh, tomatoes.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, it's like the best year he had with Alfred Morris running that ball is when he thought he could run too, which is exactly what you're saying.
The other thing is also, Dante, with running backs, that's why with Dallas, I don't feel bad about them losing to Marco Murray because you can find a dime a dozen. Exactly. You always know what I told you.
Late game and late round games.
And then the other thing is, Shanahan's are known for getting running backs. So Alfred Morris' success was with the Shanahans. I don't think Alfred Morris is going to have the success that he had with the Shanahans because it's the running situation.
Where's Kyle Shanahan these days?
Kyle Shanahan.
I lost track of him. He was moving with somebody. You think he went to Atlanta?
Did he go to Atlanta?
He went to Atlanta with Schneider.
Yeah, because the coach from Seattle went there, right? Yeah. Defense coordinator. So that's where he went. And I think Alfred Morris would be smart to go there. I also think Robert Griffin III would be smart to realize that the read option is what made him.
I thought you were going to say Michael. I thought you were going to say Robert Griffin III should go back to Atlanta or go to Atlanta with them. And I was thinking, no, they already have Michael Vick there. No need. Michael Vick went back to Atlanta yesterday. Great news.
Really?
Yeah, very excited about it. 3-year deal. Made me really excited. My favorite athlete.
You can always go back home.
Yeah, you can always go back home. They'll always forgive you eventually. Even Arthur Blank. They'll always forgive you eventually. It took a long time.
All right, I was recording that. Got to get it.
Stint, but they finally forgave him. They let him back in.
Well,
he probably won't play at all.
Well, unless Matt Ryan gets hurt.
You can only hope.
What?
I want Michael Vick to be the success story there. Wow. Not only has people to throw to, it'd be awesome. Well, it's just my opinion. Really awesome to see him do well.
I'll say this for the Redskins: 8-8.
8-8. I think you're highballing at 6-10.
But the thing is, they're actually concentrating on football because Snyder is spending his time.
Sometimes you concentrate on football, you still stink.
Well, I think they'll be better because Snyder is spending his time concentrating on radio and screwing that up.
And Six Flags.
Six Flags is an absolute mess. But that's another story.
He puts money in his pocket and it gives kids in the area a job.
Gives kids in the area a job, that's true, and I won't knock him for that. But what I will say, as an owner, I think this year he's taking a hands-off approach. I think he's letting Scott McCloughan do his job. I think Bruce Allen is a good vice president. He does a lot to bring the old players back into town. He's trying to do alumni things and homecoming things, and some people think that is all goofy, but I think part of the problem with the Washington Redskins, this team has meant so much to this Washington metropolitan area for so many years that it is all about the community. It's all about the players who used to play there and them coming back, whether it be Tony McGee, Gary Clark, Art Monk, Darrell Green. And I think Snyder, when he first came, Doug Williams, yes, I think Snyder lost track of that. Speaking of Doug Williams, I mean, let's ask this question. Doug Williams is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. In my opinion, a very good quarterback. I won't say Hall of Fame quarterback, but he has great skills. Has Robert Griffin III gone to visit Doug Williams and asked for his help?
He doesn't need him.
That is the typical answer of a young kid. That's
I think Donovan McNabb over this advice turned him down too.
Why do you all think you don't need to listen to the old guys?
I don't think it's not that. I think he should listen to him. I was kidding when I said he doesn't need him. He definitely needs somebody.
But does he go to him?
No.
He doesn't go to him, and this guy has a wealth of knowledge. Definitely. This guy has a wealth of knowledge. He was a quarterback at Grambling State University, first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. He was a #1 draft pick. I mean, he has a whole wealth of information, and he was one heck of a passer. He was a drop-back passer. And Robert Griffin is trying to become what?
A drop-back passer.
So you got this in your organization. Why wouldn't you go talk to this guy?
That's too much pride, I guess. My other question is, if you talk about how much a team means to an area, like how much the Redskins mean to DC, why haven't they switched over their ownership like it is in Green Bay, where it's like the team is owned by the city? Like the fans own stakes within the Green Bay Packers. I always wonder why they didn't do that with DC, because if you look at teams that mean so much to an area, DC has the most delusional fans in history. I always wonder why they never switched over to public ownership. It seems like here it would work.
It would work, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, Dante, that would also cut into the profits that are going into the pocket of Mr. Snyder.
They never sell to the people. Got you. That's all you gotta say. Right now, he used to be. He's one of the black guys.
David Garrard.
Yeah, there we go. Not him. The one who came before David Garrard. David Garrard.
There's another black guy?
Yeah, it was
not. I'm taking this part, right?
Yes.
There was one right before David Garrard. What's the name he got? He won the game. He won a playoff game against Pittsburgh.
Oh, Leftwich.
Byron Leftwich. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
from
what
DC.
happened to him?
Yeah.
H.D. Woodson.
Yeah, exactly. What are we talking about? He won a playoff game before. It didn't mean anything. He beat the Steelers too. Look at him. His career didn't end very well. He was injured though. But I always thought about that. It's like, guys win one playoff game. It doesn't mean anything. When he was a rookie, what's his name? Won for the Houston Texans. He beat the Cincinnati Bengals.
But all I'm saying is, contrary to all the criticism about Tebow, everywhere he has gone, he has won. Florida, Denver, he has won.
New York, I ain't seen one in there.
They didn't give him a chance.
Okay, New York, he didn't win there last I checked. He didn't win, right? Okay, New York. New England, he didn't even get a chance to stay on the roster long enough to lose.
You have a Hall of Fame quarterback who's going to go down in history as one of the greatest quarterbacks.
Yeah, okay, but you were just competing for a job to hold his clipboard. You couldn't even win that.
They looked at the type of media circus it would have brought.
Ah, you're saying that his throwing arm didn't have good mechanics for clipboard holding. Gotcha. There you go. You couldn't throw the ball right. You couldn't hold the clipboard correctly. There you go. Mechanics are all for everything. All right, we talk about the playoffs now for the NBA.
Ohio State were one of the best college teams. I love them.
They didn't win though.
They lost to Duke and they lost to Carolina.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. But back to you and this Kobe thing.
Hangover.
Now, Michael Jordan, 6 rings.
Never said didn't have 6 rings.
He's one of the best all time.
One of Kobe.
Him, Bill Russell. Kobe's in the top 10. I will give you that. Kobe's in the top 10.
5.
All right, let me see.
LeBron's even in the top 10. At this point, LeBron's in the top 10. LeBron's in the top 10.
Yeah, LeBron's in there. Kobe's in there.
Yeah, exactly. Don't know what else to tell you, but
maybe. But I don't know. Who do you think was better, Walt Bellamy or Kobe Bryant?
I don't even know who Walt
Bellamy. Yeah, I knew it.
That's a great question. I don't even know who that is. I don't know who he played for.
Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, great. Another Atlanta Hawk out here. Great. Gee, what you gonna tell me next? Who was better, Sharif Abdur-Rahim or Kobe Bryant? took it there.
Kobe Bryant, no.
Yeah, okay. Just
Didn't he play for Vancouver for a while?
Who Sharif? I remember the Atlanta Hawks jerseys they used to sell in stores. Had his name on it. That's all I remember. He was like the Hawk at one point.
Yeah.
Now they don't really matter to me anymore. I'm just gonna not watch that Hawks finals. Tell my friend all the time, Hawks make the finals, throw my TV out the window.
Oh.
I'm not even watching that.
I'm
The sad part is they'll probably sweep through and go like 16 straight. Definitely not watching it. The efficiency is amazing. You gotta love it when you watch them play basketball. It's like, this is boring. If you're a basketball purist, you love it, but at the same time, it's like, oh my God, I don't want to see these guys win.
But it's basketball, that's fine. But I don't think they'll win. I think they'll struggle in the playoffs. I think
that's what I would say. They don't have any go-to guy in the playoffs. You need just that one guy who's going to get you.
Cleveland have a good shot at it.
Chicago had a good shot at it. Too many
if
injuries.
Rose comes back, I think Chicago has.
I think even him is too many injuries. He piled up injuries all year. Joakim Noah ain't even as good as he was last year. Taj Gibson's hurt. Jimmy Butler's been hurt for the last few games. It's like my friend that loves the Bulls. He paid to go see them, and it's like, oh, there's not even anybody to watch.
You know Thibodeau's going to get fired.
Oh yeah, definitely deserves it too.
How about him coming here to D.C. to coach the Washington Wizards?
Okay, do you understand the amount of minutes Tibbs asks his players to play? Thibodeau has his guys playing like 40 minutes a game. The Wizards have the AARP All-Stars, basically. Even after you got rid of Andre Miller, nobody really acknowledges that team is really old.
But what you do...
Nene, Gortat, Pierce, Rasul Butler.
Well, Pierce has to go. Rasul Butler has to go.
Old. Drew Gooden's on that team, for God's sake.
Drew Gooden has to go.
They are so old.
Yeah, but that's why I said you bring in some young talent
who got legs.
Because I don't think they're going to bring Whitman back next year. I'm not saying this is Whitman's fault, but you're not going to fire a whole team. So they're going to let Whitman go.
Should have fired Whitman like 3 or 4 years when he first got the job. He should have just strictly been interim. He only saved his butt by like a 10-game winning streak at the end of one of those seasons. Yeah, they saved his butt, but he should have been fired.
But like I said, I don't think this is all his fault, but they're not going to get rid of the whole team. But since I think he'll be gone, Thibodeau will be the best person, because the one thing the Wizards don't do well, in my opinion, is defense. And Thibodeau, at one point, Eddie Jordan was here. That was who was going to be the assistant coach for defense with the Wizards. He ended up leaving. Guess where he went? To Boston. And guess what Boston did that year?
Won the championship.
And who did they beat? The Lakers.
That's the lucky series. Paul Pierce faked an injury for them to win the championship. A real champion doesn't
Another one of your favorite teams.
Yeah, a real champion doesn't fake injuries. So I like Paul Pierce to this day. He's not the truth. He's a lie. A fibber. Shouldn't even won that championship. Lakers had it wrapped up in the bag. A 30 points that game. Still lost.
You still have problems with this, don't you?
Kobe should have 6 rings right now. Should have been a three-peat. That was Phil's three-peat right there. We messed it up for him. We were the first Phil Jackson team to lose in the finals. How embarrassing. To the Celtics, no less.
Were they? I thought they lost to Detroit before that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Kobe should have 7 rings. Kobe should have beat Detroit, too, because those guys, they had no business beating Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, Shaq. I mean, put that many egos on one team, it's bound to blow. Kobe lost to Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, and Darko Milicic.
And they were the Washington Wizards West, because Hamilton, Ben Wallace, and Rasheed Wallace all played for the Wizards when they were the Bulls.
They let go of everybody. The Wizards, that never made sense. They let go of a lot of good players, but they kept Kwame.
And on that note...
All right, guys.
He's a great franchise cornerstone. Could be him and Jordan. Lucky Charles Barkley didn't come back. At one point, when they talked that Barkley was going to come back and play with Jordan in D.C.